The flooding in Johns Hall in St. James, Jamaica is a demonstration of a river in spate. That's correct. Johns Hall, the community, as well as adjoining communities, are basically situated on or near a riverbed. Right here, we can see on this 2D Google terrain map what shapes out to be a basin. And Johns Hall is located to the northwest of this basin. This basin gives an overview as to the directions and the connections that make what would have been witnessed in terms of the water become so powerful. As we can see through these blue lines, which indicate or represent the streams or the drainage, they converge, and this converge basically increases the speed and the strength overall of the water. Hence, we can see where cars are being moved. On this Google Earth 3D representation, this is just reflecting the dimension of the landscape that supports the statement of Johns Hall being near or on a riverbed. From a different angle, we can see where the river actually drains into the sea. So what has been taking place, or what has taken place at Johns Hall and even above Johns Hall, basically all of that water converge to then travel down into the sea. So in essence, where the community is located needs to be looked into, because more than likely, in the context of future rain events or storm events, flooding of this magnitude will likely occur. Similarly, what is taking place is development on the lower end of the terrain closer towards the coastline. We can see on the map representation of plate zones where aggregates are basically being quarried for business, are sold for business. We can also see development of communities or housing schemes. These areas, these zones are to be looked at from an angle of flood risk, because if it's a case that this kind of flood is happening further up, which is Johns Hall and above, then obviously that water will just further strengthen lower down the stream, which is where these other communities or developments are occurring. This again highlights the need for planned development. And when I say this, I mean in the context of understanding the environment, the hazards that exist, not just for today, but in 10 years, 20 years, etc. With environmental change occurring at the rate that can be considered as very rapid, many of the development areas must be looked into, and these kind of considerations made, such as for flood events, earthquake events, land slippages, etc., whereby the engineering capacity is basically reflecting the kind of volume and risk in terms of frequency and magnitude that these events are likely to occur. It's some serious kind of coordinated work that is necessary. Involve the geoscientists, take action based on advice given by these scientists.